Okay, I think it's the evens. Not too sure, but I'm going to do the evens. All right, so let me preface this with I heard a rumor that you won't have math class tomorrow with me. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You have apparently a movie. So it looks like your quiz is postponed to Monday. All right, nothing we can do about it. It is what it is. Got clear objects. Wonder what movie you're watching. All right, so what are we doing here? Find the length of missing side. So remember, it's 9-degree angle points to this side, which means this is C, and the other two are called the legs, right? The hypotenuse. So a squared equals a squared plus b squared. It gets kind of tedious, right? So 13.3 squared equals a squared, which is a is what we don't know, and then we have 9.7 to the second power. So pretty much an exercise in calculator, right? I mean, you have to understand what's going on, right? And this is 89 equals a squared plus 9.7 to the second power, which is 94 on that. And I guess it's just a reinforcement on your ability to work with equations and isolating the variable. I mean, and so this goes away. A squared, I have no idea what that is, minus 176.89. We get 82.8, sorry. We have square root, take the square root of both sides, which makes this an A, and then square root of 82.8 equals approximately, I don't know, 9.10. And that's what A is. Okay. B, we want the hypotenuse, so let's call that C, and let's call this A, and let's call this B. So C squared equals, you know what, I'm just going to go, I'll write it. A squared plus B squared. Hypotenuse is what we want. 2.7 to the second power plus 6.5 to the second power. So 2.7 to the second power. 7.29 plus 6.5 to the second power. 42.25. We're going to add those two. And we get a sum of 49.54. Right, so we want to take the square root of both sides, and that becomes C, and that's going to be 7 something. Square root of, enter 7.04, rounded. Okay, rounded. All right, anything else? Oh, and yes, there is. State if each triangle is a right angle. Now, we can also use this to prove if the measurement of three sides form a right angle. So in this case, let's see, obviously we can imagine this is the right has the right angle. So this would be C, A, and B. And if it is true, they're going to equal to each other. So we got 15 squared equals 14 squared plus 2 square root of 26 to the second power. Right? 225 equals 196 plus, and then we're going to, so imagine what that is. It's 2 square root of 26 times 2 square root of 26. Right? 2 times 2, we know it's 4, and then times square root of 26 times square root of 26 is just 26. So 4 times 26 equals 104. Let's combine these two, and it doesn't look like they are, because 196 plus 104 equals 300. So no, they're not equal to each other, so 8, this one, it does not. So this is not a right triangle. Okay, for number 8. And I think I skipped 6. So let me go back to 6. So 6 over here. Right, so 6, we have sides 2.1, 7.2, 7.5. Remember, the hypotenuse is always it's the longest side of the triangle, right? So this, well, actually tells you C, A, and B. All right, so 7.5 to the second power equals 2.1 to the second power plus 7.2 to the second power. 7.5 to the second power is 56.25. 2.1 to the second power is 4.41 to the second power. And plus 7.2 to the second power is 51.84. This looks like there is a chance. Let's combine those two. 51.84 plus 4.41 equals 56.25. Yay. So these forms are the length of the sides of a right angle triangle. So that one is okay. 12. All right, so let me just label this. So this would be C, A, and B. So we get 48.5. Right, C squared equals A squared plus B squared. 48.5 to the second power equals A, which is 39 squared. And again, you want to make A and B, they're interchangeable, so it doesn't really matter. So 32.5 to the second power. So 48.5 squared is 2,352.25. 39 to the second power is 1,521. And then 32.5 to the second power is 1,056.25. And this is not going to be, right? Let's just write the total anyway, because one side we get 2352.25, and the other side we get 2,577.25. So definitely not the sides of an equal right angle triangle. Who is this? Oh, now this works with radicals, right? So same thing. It's a right angle triangle. These are the legs, A and B, and X here represents the hypotenuse, which we call C. And there's nothing to this except that one of the sides in radical form. So C squared is what we're trying. C is what we're trying to find, and A is 5 square root of 2 to the second power plus 7 to the second power. So C squared, and again, think about what that means. It's 5 square root of 2 times 5 square root of 2. 5 times 5 is 25, and square root of, so 5 times 5, let me write that, that's 25. And square root of 2 and square root of 2, think about what square root of 2 times square root of 2 equals. That equals square root of 4, and square root of 4 is the same thing as just 2. So 25 times 2 is 50. So we get 50, it's 49, C squared is 99. We're going to take the square root of both sides, right, to isolate C, and 99, sorry, 9.95. So Cx is 9.95. Another one here. And this one we want one of the legs, so let's call that A and B, and obviously that's C. So C squared, A squared plus B squared. 16 squared equals A, which we don't know, squared plus 8 squared. So this is 16 squared, which is 256, sorry. 256 equals A squared plus 64 minus 64 minus 64. A squared equals 256 minus 64, oops, which is going to give us 192. Takes the square root of both sides, and we have that A is approximately 13.86. Okay. All right, so we should be not having any problems with these questions. Now here we want, what is it? Find the area of the triangle, the large triangle in each problem. Find the area, we want the area. So remember, this is before doing Heron's. I mean, we can't because, hang on a second. See, I don't know if this is 3.8. 1 second. Well, yeah. All right, so that's 3.8. Let's assume, I guess this is 3.8. You could use Heron's formula, but let's assume that we didn't learn about it, right? So we're going to have to find the height here. And to find the height, let me just take that triangle out. To find the height, that's 8. This is 3.8. And if that's 90, this is also 90. And the leg here is what we're missing. And let's call that A. So we have C squared equals A squared plus B squared. I'm working with a small triangle right now, right? This guy right here. That's what I'm working on. Right, the hypotenuse I have, and I have one of the legs. So 8 squared equals B, so 8 squared equals A squared plus B, which we call 3.8 to the second power. So we got 64 equals A squared plus 3.8 to the second power, which is 14.44. We're going to subtract 14.44 from both sides. That goes away. A squared equals 64 minus 14.44. It's going to give us 49.56. And we're going to take the square root of that. That's going to give us 7.04 approx. All right, so now I know that the height of this triangle is 7.04. Now we can go back to our third grade formula of triangle. A equals base times height divided by 2. We have all the ingredients. Area equals the base, which is 7.6. Right, sorry, 7.6. The height we just found is times 7.04, and all that divided by 2. 7.6 times 7.04 equals something, and then divide that by 2. We get 26.75. What is our units? I don't know, just write units squared. Okay. All right, so that's that. That's all. Then we had something else. Now, this one, we're supposed to do all of A. Hopefully A was just one page. All right, so again, mostly once you use it a couple of times. Where are we? So here, did we do this one? I think we did A and B. Nobody told me. A and B were the examples we did in the class. So let's go straight, 1 and 2 are examples we did in the class. So I'm going to do 3 and 4. I'm going to go straight to 3 and 4. Excuse me. All right, so we have a triangle, and then we can use Heron's formula. In Heron's formula, we need the semi-perimeter. In order to find the semi-perimeter, we have to add S. Semi-perimeter, we have to add all the sides, 17.6 plus 14.7 plus 9.7, and we're going to divide all that by 2, right? So find the perimeter and divide by 2. 17.6 plus 14.7 plus 9.7 equals 42 divided by 2. So this one is nice. The semi-perimeter of this triangle is 21. Now, we used to use the Heron's formula. So the area in Heron's formula is square root of S 21 times 21 minus each of the sides. 21 minus 14.7, and then times 21 minus 9.7. That's it. So let me write it down because I'm going to have to do it. So it's 21 times, and let me subtract 21 minus 17.6. So we're going to get 3.4. The second one, 21 minus 14.7. That's going to give us 6.3. And the last one is 21 minus 9.7. That's going to give us 11.3. Right, so maybe it's better if I put parentheses. Now we got to multiply all those. 21 times 3.4 times 6.3 times 11.3. Enter. We get that the area equals to the square root of 5,082.966. Let's actually take the square root of that. And we get that the area of our triangle is 71.29, what is this, kilometers square. So that's the area of the triangle. Now that I have the area of the triangle, I can use it to find the height. Actually, I don't need the height in here for this one because I already have the height. The height's 14. So we're done. We're done. We're really done. And the perimeter, by the way, right? All the sides added together was 42. The semi-perimeter is what we needed to use Heron's formula. All right. Now this one we need the height. All right. So we're gonna find the perimeter, the semi-perimeter, the area, and then we're gonna use the area to find the height of this triangle. So simple problem, but a lot of stuff to do. So semi-perimeter, add all the sides, 13 plus 12.2 plus 12.9, and we're going to divide all that by 2. So the semi-perimeter, 13 plus 12.2 plus 12.9, enter, divide by 13 plus 12.2 plus 12.9, enter, divided by 2, enter, 38.1. So this one is actually 38.1. The semi-perimeter is 19.05. All right, so let's go straight to Heron's formula. So the area equals, I'm going to put that, 19.05 times 19.05, subtract each of the sides. Oops. Minus 12.2, 19.05 minus 12.9. Yeah, that's it. So let's actually find that out. Let me simplify that. Area equals, that's 19.05 times 19.05 minus, what am I subtracting? 13, so that's going to give me 605 times 19.05 minus 12.2, that's going to give me 6.85. 19.05 minus 12.9, that's going to give me 6.15. Okay, so now we can multiply, take the square root. So 19.05 times 6.05 times 6.85 times 6.15. Enter. Did I do something wrong? 19.05 times 6.5 times, hang on a second. 19.05 times 6.05 times 6.85 times 6.15. Enter. 48,000. And I still haven't taken the square root. 4,855 point. I'll leave this number in the calculator, right? So we're not gonna round yet. Don't round. All right, so that's what you should have in your calculator. Now take the square root of that. Enter. So the area of your triangle is 69.68, what is it, inches squared. I'm gonna write this right here, 69.68 inches squared. Now that I have the area, I can use base times height divided by 2 to find the height, right? Because they're asking us for the height. So this becomes 69.68. The base is 12.2. The height is what we're after, 5, and we have this. You can cross multiply if you like. You can multiply both sides by 2, whatever you want. If you cross multiply, you'll multiply 69.98 times 2, and you're going to get 139.96, 12.2h. We're going to divide both sides by 12.2, and we're finally going to get the height. Divide by 12.2, and your height, rounded, it's going to be 11.47. Okay, so 11.47. Just a lot of work. That's all it is. It's really nothing else. It's just a lot of work. So I guess, am I doing all these? All right, so I think we set all of A, right? So number 5, thank God, number 5, we already have the height, so we don't have to do that. So the perimeter, 4.2 plus 3.9 plus 5.7, enter. So the perimeter is 13.8, right? So the semi-perimeter, we're going to divide that by 2, is 6.9. Right, so the semi-perimeter is 6.9, and I need that, right? And we already know we need that, so let me start here. The semi-perimeter, so the area of that triangle using Heron's formula, it's going to be the semi-perimeter, 6.9, times 6.9 minus 4.2 times 6.9 minus 5.7 times 6.9 minus 3.9. There we go. So that's 6.9, and then 6.9 minus 4.2 is going to be 2.4. No, it's not. 6.9 minus 4.2 is 2.7. 6.9 minus 5.7 is going to give me 1.2. And 6.9 minus 3.9 is just 3. Now I'm going to multiply all those numbers. 6.9 times 2.7 times 1.2 times 3. Enter. We get 67.068. Take the square root of that. Finally. Enter. Enter. We're going to get that the area of this triangle is approximately 8.19. What's the unit? Inches squared. So there we go. You know what the irony here is? That we could just done base times height divided by 2. On number 5, I mean, what's the height? 3.9. So let's do Right, we didn't even need to do Heron's formula. I mean, so the base is 4.2, the height's 3.9, divided by 2. We should get the same answer. Oh, there we go. Actually, it's a nice problem that we can compare. 4.2 times 3.9, enter, divide by 2. Look at that, 8.19 in your calculator as well. So whether you use our formula that you've known for all these years or the new one, Heron's formula, look, you get the same answer. You're probably going to be upset when you realize that you didn't need to use Heron's formula. Well, actually, let me just go back to the instructions. Calculate the area of each triangle using it. So you didn't have a choice. You had to use Heron's formula. But it's nice, right? Now that you know that, hey, it's confirmed that whether you use base times height or Heron's formula, you get the same answer. Of course. Here, perimeter. All right, so we need the perimeter, 28.2 plus 18.3 plus 13.5. Enter. So the perimeter is 60. Good. Nice, pretty number. So the perimeter is 60, which means a semi-perimeter is 30. Great, easy number. So the area of this triangle using Heron's formula is going to be 30 times 30 minus 13.5 times 30 minus 28.2 times 30 minus 18.3. I think this is the worst part, doing that. So 30 times, what is this, 16.5, 30 times 1.8, and then 30 times 11.5, 11.7, sorry. Right. Let's multiply that. We get 30 times 16.5 times 1.8 times 11.7. Enter. We get 10,424.7. Take the square root of that. Enter, enter, and oops. And the square root of that is 102.1. We're going to leave it at that. What is this? Meters squared. Now that I have the area, I can use base times height divided by 2 to find the height, which they are asking for. Area, base times height divided by 2. Area, 102.1. Base, 13.5. Just, here's my base, by the way. And times the height, then divided by 2. Cross multiply. So if you cross multiply 102.1 times 2, enter. So we're going to cross multiply. Right, and we get, or multiply both sides by 2, doesn't matter. So we get 204.2 equals 13.5h, divide both sides by 13.5. And the height, drum roll please, it's going to be, height is going to be 15.13, rounded. Right, so the height here, now write 15.13 inches. Okay, hopefully that's it. If you look at the handout, the attachment, there are plenty more that you can practice, just in case you want. All right, yeah, that's it.